cheekyricho's Lions Head Meatball Soup. Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's Lions Head Meatball Soup. Chinese delicate delicious soup. It's very fragrant, full of flavour, very healthy and fairly low in fat. The ingredients will be scrolling as I speak and they will also be listed in the recipe box below. So let's get started. We will be using the Thermochef for this recipe, and the first thing that we're going to do is get our vermicelli noodles and just soak them in hot water until they are softened. They don't actually get cooked in the Thermochef because it would beat it up too much. We'll just pop them into a bowl, pour boiling water over the cover. This water will be discarded later, we're not going to be using it. There we go, just sit that to one side. Thermochef jug, we're just going to add our 2 cloves of garlic that have been peeled, a little of our light soy sauce, a little of our Chinese rice wine, and all of our egg white. Now we get our pork. We've just got some pork shoulder here. We just cut that roughly into chunks because we're going to make it into a very, very sticky paste for our Lions Head meatballs. Obviously this doesn't have any lions in it. Use the rind and a little bit of the fat. Don't have it just all fat. But there's a bit of flavour in the fat and sinew and whatnot. It's really going to be pulverised into a very sticky paste. Just cut that all up. Continue with the rest. You want pieces about so big. Now meat has just been cut into chunks, so we're going to pop that into the Thermochef jug as well. I've got a little bamboo ginger grater here. You don't even have to peel the ginger to do this. They make these out of ceramic as well, but the bamboo is really quite efficient. So we just want a little bit of ginger and just tap it like so. Much easier on your hands, and then we just pop that into our Thermochef jug also. Grate a little more ginger for our broth, and that can just go into our chicken stock now. Now we've just got our spring onions which have been washed, and we're just going to cut them on an angle and put them to one side also. What you should have in your Thermochef jug now, we're going to blitz this on speed 7 for about a minute or so until it's a really thick fluffy paste. Alright, this is what you should have. It's really quite a thick sticky paste with the little chunks in it. We're going to tip it into a bowl. It's really quite sticky. That's what you want it to be like because it'll hold together very well with no other binding ingredients. Just get it all off the blades. Just trying to wrap itself up a bit. Okay, now we just tip our stock with its ginger into Thermochef with the basket in there and put it onto the highest temperature setting, the steamer setting. And then we just get spoonfuls of our meatballs and just drop them into the basket. Use wet hands to stop them from sticking. That's what you should have. Now if you aren't using a Thermochef to do this, you could do it with bigger meatballs, which is more traditional, but you'd have to cook it too long and it wouldn't work as well. Just pop those in there. You are going to have to cook them in batches because there's too many to go in the little basket otherwise. Just wet your hands. Okay, after 7 minutes, we're going to remove our little meatballs and put them to one side while we cook the rest. They're really quite rubbery. And the juice that emits from these meatballs is falling through to further flavour the stock. Lid back on, aroma temperature or highest cook setting, and pop in the rest. Just fling them to the far corners of the steamer. It's okay putting your fingers in here at the moment because the steamer basket is actually covering the blades. You can't possibly cut yourself. Put them on for another 7 minutes or so with the measuring cup on. Okay, after 7 minutes we're going to remove that contents of the basket. We have to separate them because they're probably stuck together a little bit, but they separate quite easily. push them against each other and they'll separate. Now just remove the basket. And this is the really yummy stock that you should have. Now we're just going to pop our vegetables in. We've got celery with the leaves. We've got bits of broccoli stalk, green capsicum and green spinach. We're going to send in most of our spring onions, retaining some for garnish. Our sesame oil, our remaining soy sauce, our remaining Chinese rice wine, and some sugar. Just give that a bit of a swish around. Send any of the boiled up meat stock back down into the bottom. Pop the basket back in and pop our meatballs back in. Now we're just going to give it 2 minutes on that speed. Highest temperature for 2 minutes and it'll be ready to serve. We just get some of our noodles and put them in the bottom of our bowl. Remove our little meatballs in the basket. And there's our stock here. It's quite green. It hasn't broken up at all and it's quite crisp. It's really just heated through. The vegetables have all been sliced very finely. So just throw some meatballs in on top of our noodles, however many you like, and then ladle in some of our hot stock. Sprinkle more fresh spring onions, and there you have it, Cheeky Richo's Lion's Head Meatball Soup made in the Thermochef. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, please check out our Cheeky Richo channel, and don't forget to please subscribe, and do come back and visit us again soon. We are uploading lots of videos every week, and thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. It's crisp, light, fresh and fast.